إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Dear brothers and sisters, welcome tonight to another day in the journey with Imam al-Hussein and his family. There are different types of school in history. We have actual school, the school that we go every day. Elementary, middle school and high school. We go there, we learn sciences, we learn about math, we learn different subjects about life. And we do need that school. And then there is another type of school. It's a virtual school, but as important as the actual school. And that's the school of your faith. Every one of us has his or her own faith. Every one of us lives the day by day with his two schools or her two schools in her mind. Your actual school and your faith school. Why faith is important? Because as we said before, it's the way we live. It's the way we live our lives every day. Especially in a country like United States, we have to take care in a parallel way of the two schools, the actual school and the virtual school. My school and my faith school. In this country, we face many challenges per day. You as a Muslim, you go to work every day or you go to school every day. You get questioned. Why do you wear black, for example, in Muharram? Why do you fast Ramadan? Why do you slap on your chest? And you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, you go on Twitter. It's everyday questions, every single day. Whenever you open any type of social network, you will see some kind of a question. Someone is questioning, why do you do this? Especially here in this part of the world. So you must have some kind of answer. Why do I need schooling? Well, this is the reason you need schooling, because you are learning something out of this. What we learn here is what we reflect outside. What we learn here is what we will tell others later. So it's very important to understand that you feel it's important to go every morning, every single morning. You wake up around 6:30, you go to school, and then you come back, you do your homework. It's as the same level of importance is that what? You take care of your faith school. Why? Because it is a reflection of what the Prophet told us to do. And it's a clear message in Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. And how to worship Allah? You need to learn how to worship Allah in the best way. And how to do that is to attend this type of a school, the virtual school. The difference between the actual school and our schooling here is the actual school, it finishes on some time. You start with elementary, you go to middle school, you go to high school, then college, then probably you do master's degree, then PhD, then that's it. However, in your faith school, you start very early and you never end. You never end until you die. To the last minute of your life, you will continue learning from the school. And to prove my point, look at Al-Imam Al-Hussein these days. We are learning from Al-Imam Al-Hussein, not only from his life, but we are learning here from his martyrdom, from his death. So Al-Imam Al-Hussein started with us in his school like this. And then the curve continued to go up and up and up and never stopped. So Imam al-Hussein is teaching us in a continuous cycle from the start, through his life, through his death. What do we learn from Imam al-Hussein? I think after this training course for 13 days in Muharram, I think you as a Muslim must have learned something, if not everything. You must have learned how to answer some questions. And at least you felt the difference. You felt the impact of attending Al-Majlis. I believe every one of you, when you go home after attending the Majlis, you feel different. You feel you've added something to your life. What's the difference? It's the ability of listening and learning from Imam al-Hussein. So attending these majalis is attending the school of Imam al-Hussein, and it's a continuous learning curve, going up, never going down. Why do you need that again? Because I'm a Muslim, and I should care for my faith. I should face everyday life with being faithful to my religion, with being faithful to my principles. Otherwise what? Otherwise I will get lost. Otherwise I will end up, someone would ask me, where are you coming from? And you will have no answer. Or what's your background? And I believe every one of you, even in middle school, high school, in college, or in life, you've been asked, where are you coming from? Or who are you? Al-Hussein should be, who are you? Al-Hussein should be your answer. You should represent Al-Hussein. You, as a woman who goes every day to school, or who goes every day to work, should represent Zainab, salamullahi alayha. This is the reason we are here. We are here to learn how to represent Zainab, or how to represent the principles of Al-Hussein, salamullahi alayhi. If not Al-Hussein himself. And this is the message we wanted to deliver tonight. We are, in this country, Muslims, and we are lucky to be Shia Muslims. Why? Because we get through many trainings. One of the trainings is Ramadan. During Ramadan, you train yourself to be patient. You train yourself to have faith. You train yourself to what? To tolerate hunger and to feel the hungry people. That's Ramadan. Then comes Muharram, another training session. You train yourself to be patient. You train yourself to be faithful. You listen to Imam al-Hussein with his friends, what he did with his companions, when he told them, like, you guys are free. You want to stay, you want to leave. You learn from Zainab, salamullahi alayha, how she kept her hijab during the most hard times. And then you learn honesty with yourself and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tonight also, we learn from Imam al-Sajjad to be patient. So if you face hardships in your life, you have to be patient. Imam al-Sajjad, salamullahi alayhi, if you look at his life, especially during Karbala, he was sick. That's the reason he didn't get killed. Luckily, they left him alive. And it's Allah's will to continue to be alive. And then after that, Al-Imam al-Sajjad Salamullahi alayhi took charge of the convoy, the whole convoy of prisoners of war. That's the way they treated Ahlul Bayt. To be prisoners of war, imagine. And then after that, he came back to bury the bodies, the same night as tonight, with the support of Bani Asad who were around. So there are many lessons we learn here tonight, and I want you to appreciate that the world we live in is not an easy world. So you have to appreciate the fact that you are attending this majlis. And frankly speaking, I want to thank every young man or woman, every young student attending our majlis. I want to thank you. And you should feel proud of yourself. You should tell your father, you should tell your mother, thank you very much for bringing me to the majlis. Why? Because we are learning here, because you learned something about Imam al-Hussein. You learned who's Imam al-Hussein. What was the revolution of Imam al-Hussein? How did we end up as a Shia Muslims? How did we end up slapping on our chest? Is it only culture? No, it's not only culture, it's my faith. So if someone was asking you about slapping, is this culture or religion? Tell me, this is my faith. And faith is part of the culture too. However, you have to understand, why do you do that? Because you will be questioned. And I always, every single year, I repeat this. Prepare yourself to be questioned by a friend, by a co-worker, by a classmate, by a teacher. Why do you wear black? Why do you slap on your chest? Why do you cry about Imam al-Hussein? I was on Instagram yesterday, and someone brought up the difference between Shia and Sunni, and it was 400 replies out there. And unfortunately, many people didn't have enough information to recognize what's a Shia, what's a Sunni. We are all Muslims. At the end of the day, we are all Muslims. But you have to understand, where do we come from as a Shia? You have to understand that the tragedy of Imam al-Hussein is something we have to understand every year. We have to maintain our faith every year. Why? Because it is a very critical time in our history as Muslims. When Hussein stood in front of the injustice of Yazid. And this is the biggest lesson we learn, is that to stand up for your principles. Feel proud to be Muslim and feel proud to be Shia Muslim. And I want to thank everyone attending this majlis. Inshallah, our dear sisters will continue the message of being Zainabis, of being similar to Zainab Salamullahi alayha. And inshallah, our brothers, our dear brothers, especially you young boys, young men in middle school and high school, you will continue to represent Imam al-Hussein. You will continue to understand why. You have to ask yourself always, why? Why do I do that? Read about it. And if you can't read, ask someone. And you will have the answers. So thank you very much for attending our majlis. And inshallah ma'jureen, you will be rewarded inshallah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله